Hey guys, it's Mark Rodriguez here.
And Paige.
And you're watching Out on DVD. We review movies recently released on DVD. And today we're going to talk about Batman Assault on Arkham.
Which is more like a Suicide Squad movie than Batman. It's more like him cameos in the movie. And it's more, the movie follows what's going on with the Suicide Squad and why they're heading there.
First, let's start with the general story. Well, in this story, we have the Riddler with this secret, USB drive with information on the secret government organization that Waller has. And basically, Batman captured him. He's locked up in Arkham and everything. So the only way to get this information is to go into Arkham. So Waller hires the Suicide Squad with all these different members, and their job is to go into Arkham somehow and get the file. But another little problem arises because one of the Suicide Squad members is Harley Quinn. And of course, you know how she feels about the Joker. The Joker's in Arkham too. And he also has the location of a bomb that Batman's also trying to find. So all this kind of goes and takes place in the movie, although like what Paige mentioned earlier, this movie goes a lot more into the Suicide Squad themselves.
So we can say there's two plots. There's a whole plot with the Suicide Squad where Suicide Squad's trying to find the information that the Riddler stole from, I believe her name's Waller. That's a big important information. And Batman's trying to find out the Riddler, the Joker's bomb.
And now for the characters. Well, of course, this movie is more about the Suicide Squad. We're going to start with their general members. And, well,
the two people I know from normally that was in... I've only read Volume 1, and I haven't read it for a while, so the only two people I remember in this book is Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and they were featured in a movie. Harley Quinn isn't like her skimpy self in this Suicide Squad version. It's really skimpy outfit.
Yeah, she was before the New 52.
She has more the old classy Harley Quinn outfit, but her more skin showing, but it's more tamer than what she's dressed up now. So she's obsessed over, I shouldn't say she's obsessed, but she's over, quote unquote, over Joker, but whenever she does see him, she's like, I have a no man, and she's like rubbing it in that she's over him and blah blah blah, but that doesn't really happen. You'll see later in the movie, but I can't say too much. And I'm surprised that it wasn't Tara Strong voicing Harley. Tara Strong voiced Harley in the Arkham City games, but she didn't voice her in this one. I was surprised, but her sounds pretty good as an actress-wise, voicing her. And then there's Deadshot, who's also in this Suicide Squad in the book. I don't know about the others. Don't freak out if I don't really remember exactly. I haven't read this volume for a long time. Like I said, all I remember is Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Deadshot is true to himself, supreme shooter, and very ballsy. In one scene, he went up to the Joker, let the Joker stick the gun to his head, and just tricked him, actually. He tricked the Joker. He joked the Joker. He has a daughter in the movie, but I don't know if he has a daughter normally, so I can't say much about that. I don't know the backstories of these different people, but those are the main two that I remember from the book, reading the book, comics.
Yes, and yes, he does take, I guess he is more of the main character of the story, since he's the leader of the group,
he was the leader.
We know that, I guess, due to the kidnapped child, I guess that's why he's forced to work with the Suicide Squad in exchange for the kid's safety. It's kind of hinted that way, like that. And yeah, so he takes the front stage, and of course Harley Quinn, because she's Harley Quinn. Everyone knows her. It's about time she's appeared in her own feature movie. Yes, and other characters.
Also Waller, we can't forget Waller. She's her normal, chunky self, not her sexy New 52 version. Okay, I just had to add that. Sorry, I interrupted Mark.
Yes. The other members, we have King Shark, which is this big, strong dude that's got metal jaws, and he's basically, the big, dumb muscle guy that breaks things and tears things apart. And then we have Killer Frost.
Which they become friends.
Yes, he was
after he almost tries to eat her.
Yes, he becomes friends with Killer Frost, and Killer Frost is a girl. She's a girl with superhuman powers to freeze things. And of course, if you remember, she does appear in the Injustice game, and she's been in a couple of like cartoon episodes of like Justice League and stuff like that. But yeah, she's a girl that freezes things, so she's there too. And eventually, she does become friends with King Shark too. And then we have the Black Spider, and unfortunately, I don't want to spoil too much, but he doesn't really do too much in the movie.
He doesn't pretty much do anything. Like I said before, he's more like a cameo person.
Yeah.
Even though he's part of the Suicide Squad, he's more like the cameo.
Yeah, I guess if you're a huge fan of the Black Spider, you'd be disappointed.
He really didn't want to be part of it, but obviously if you're a part of the Suicide Squad, you're stuck there. Because they have, if you don't know anything about Suicide Squad, they have bombs in their necks, and if they disobey Waller, or if they just try to leave, their heads blow up.
Yes, and then we also have Captain Boomerang. I at least remember him. He's a guy who's always causing trouble, mostly for like the Tim Drake version of Robin in the comics. So yeah, he's in here, and he's basically, I guess he's the guy who just agrees and argues. He's always trying to start crap with Deadshot. So Deadshot and Captain Boomerang get into each other's spaces a lot and everything throughout the movie. But yeah, it was kind of cool seeing him in there. He was in the movie too, and of course we also got the KG Beast that didn't last long either.
No, it didn't last long. And the funny thing was, I don't even know what brought up this, looking up the names, but I looked up like the names of the characters who voiced them, and Nolan North, the person who played or voices Nathan Drake, and Peter Hastings from Pretty Little Liars, voiced KGBs. I just laughed out loud when I heard that. Eld.
Yes. And of course the Joker's there. Joker's already locked up in Arkham, and he got the evil plan. He's basically pushing Hardy's buttons because he knows that he could use her to somehow escape. And of course, as the way the Joker always does, when he does eventually escape, he does kind of become like the major threat of the movie near the end.
There is this one funny scene. I like that whole, I can't tell you.
Yes, but the Joker's a Joker. And Batman probably has like the least characterization in the movie because Batman is Batman. We don't need. It's like the movie's more about them, so you don't really have to know more about Batman except that he's badass and he's awesome, and the bad guys are scared of him. They do all of these things, all these plans just to avoid him in general because they know that once Batman finds out, you're screwed. So I mean that kind of shows how badass he is.
Did we also mention why the Suicide Squad's heading out, other than they had to collect that information?
Well, that was their main mission, though.
Yeah, but the only reason why they had to go is because of those bombs. If they deny, they're kind of just forced into it.
Yeah, so they refuse, boom, off goes their heads.
But if they do this right, they actually, some of their criminal record is erased, and like their sentence is shortened. Yeah, that's why they really do it.
Things like that.
Okay, there's a little more Suicide Squad facts for you.
Yes, and finally, I guess the Riddler's in it too. He didn't do that much in the movie, but it's
interesting. It was pretty much the beginning and almost to the end, and that's it for him.
It is interesting seeing the Riddler appear a bit more, because usually in these little Marvel, Marvel, don't hate me guys, in these DC movies, he always appears in these short little random no voice cameos, so I guess it was kind of interesting seeing him actually have a role in it. But yeah, those are most of the characters in this particular movie. And now for our opinions in the movie.
Do you want me to go first, I guess?
Yeah, you should go first. You read more of the Suicide Squad.
I've only read Volume 1, and I haven't read it for a while.
I read Volume nothing, so.
I like how they actually use Suicide Squad as the main characters. It's not just Batman, and Batman's not the primary person, and I don't know. I don't really care for too many of these Batman animation movies too much, but it was interesting because of the Suicide Squad. I always wanted to see what it's like, or them like in the movie. And I didn't know it was a Suicide Squad at first. I thought it was just Batman. But then whenever it started, I'm like, it's Suicide Squad related. So I'm like, yes, I sort of know what it is about. Anyway, it was interesting. I thought it would only be good for a rent. But I wouldn't care to watch it again, honestly. I was excited to see Harley in animation the whole movie. She doesn't really have any movies other than that stupid Lego movie. But that's what I thought. And throughout the movie, they're mostly at Arkham, and I'm like, I recognize that from Arkham Asylum, and I recognize this room from Arkham Asylum. They really based it on the movie, on the game, or drawings, but it really looked like in the game. That's how I knew what rooms they were in. I'm like, I know that! I played that in the game. I remember that room in this game. And there's a scene at the ending of the movie where Poison Ivy had her big plant thing and she had her little possessed minions. It made me think of that one boss battle in Arkham Asylum again. A lot of things reminded me of the game. But it's one of those rent movies, I think. I didn't really care for it too much. It was interesting in a way, but I think it's just a rental.
Well, in my case, I've always been enjoying so far. There have been some screw ups here and there with some of the other movies, but so far, Batman movies, I've always liked them all. I like all of the Batman movies. They're just for me, they're guaranteed buys because they haven't messed up so far. Even with all the weird changes they did to the Son of Batman story compared to the original comic book, it was still a good movie overall. But yeah, this one's still pretty good. It's cool how they got it from the bad guy's point of view. I was a little surprised though that I guess he went before the New 52 because Harley Quinn, of course, she's still blonde. She still has to wear makeup. Of course, if you've seen the normal the comics nowadays, her hair is actually red and dark blue, black, whatever, and her skin is that Joker white now anymore. It's no longer makeup. That's how she is permanently. So it's kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. I guess I was a little expecting it to be New 52 style. But, it still works. It still works. And, yeah, lots of influences on the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games. Everything is drawn, from the games. And there's a scene where Paige mentioned about how Poison Ivy appeared. Poison Ivy's design, everything is right out of how she looks like in the games, not so much the comics. Bane appeared. Bane looks like in the Arkham games with the giant oversized, almost octopus type Bane Venom stuff on his back. And Two-Face was in it too. The Penguin, they were all basically designed and looked and acted like they did in the Arkham games. So yeah, this is a weird movie. It was a mixture between I guess Arkham, City, whatever the movie.
Arkham Asylum.
Yes,
That's a game, you mean?
Yes, the games into a movie, but also the Suicide Squad. And yeah, that's interesting things. One thing I guess the things I probably didn't care for that much. The Batman was kind of weird. This seeing his eyes through the mask was kind of weird. I know that technically speaking, he is wearing this weird mask with the white protective thing that covers his eyes, and we're used to it. Just looks like weird, pupilless eyelids, But it looks weird in this movie how they actually showed his eyes. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of nitpicky, but still kind of weird. It was a good movie. The characters were engaging. They're interesting. You have to find out more about them. You get to see how they interact. I know you're all curious to see how Joker's going to interact with Harley and everything. And one last thing I also want to say about the movie is that they really pushed the bar in this one, because with each new movie coming out that they keep making them more and more graphic. We had in the Supergirl movie with Wonder Woman and all that, we had lots of stabbings and impalings. The Flashpoint movie, Flashpoint Paradox, a lot of people got killed, and we actually got to see some of it, people get slammed, cut.
A lot of bad guys died, especially the whole Arkham, Arkham mob.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of bad guys just going off screen, obviously they died, but they didn't really show their deaths, so...
Yeah. And, you
have to assume.
Exactly. But the scene that really surprised me was random implied sex scene between Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Implied as in we don't actually get to see it, of course, but you get to see, the typical from behind the back view that that she's naked, but they don't show stuff, but it's just... she was all up on his face, and he kept turning her down. All of a sudden, she's naked on his bed on top of him. He's like, what the hell, let's do it. And it's it still surprised me, though, because it's whoa, okay. Because these are, of course, most of these people are the same people that worked on, Batman, the animated series, Superman, Justice League. So it's kind of surprised they pushed the bar. And it also made me feel weird.
It is PG-13.
I know, but still, it made me feel weird when I went
violence, sexual content, and language.
I didn't even see that sexual content. Where? It's interesting.
So,
but yeah, I still feel weird seeing this like in the
there's an uncut version. You can actually see the sex scene. Ooh.
Oh, you stop that. But
that's a deleted scene.
Okay, enough. What I'm trying to say is I'm surprised seeing this alongside like Disney movies, other kiddie movies, and the like kiddie movies. Like I saw it at the Walmart, and I was thinking, wow, that's gonna be a fun gift for someone that, hey, my son loves Batman. You know, let's just watch it together. Whoa, come here, right, little Timmy, or something. I don't know. I know. It just surprises me, you know. For me,
you shouldn't be surprised. I swear these kids, they could watch a lot worse stuff, and they could find worse stuff, and they're bad. Kids are bad anymore.
I know, but still, it's just
it's not old times anymore.
It's not your mommy's and daddy's Batman, in other words. But yeah, but either ways, it was a good movie. No real complaints except for the Batman eye design thing that I didn't like too much. But other than that, it was a pretty good movie.
So he liked it, and I didn't really care for it.
Finally, whoa, you like this movie.
No, you won't like it.
Oh, stop. Anyways.
Don't watch it!
I think that if you're any kind of Batman fan,
Timmy, don't watch it.
And if you like the past DC animated movies with Batman in them, the ones where Batman's the main focus, like the
actually
Under the Red
Batman is in focus.
Oh, okay.
The Suicide Squad.
Okay, I know, but yes, if you like Batman related stuff and you want to see a movie that's more about like Harley Quinn and Deadshot and the bad guys and not so much Batman, I mean, you'll love the movie because, like I said,
if you like the Suicide Squad,
yeah. But I think the main driving force behind the Suicide Squad nowadays is because Harley's in it. So if you're like any big fan of Harley Quinn and stuff, you'll love this movie. You'll love the Arkham video game references. You'll love it. Very good action, good storylines, pretty badass. It's something different to see, like from the bad guy's point of view, something different. You know, not just another typical movie. But yeah, I'm sure you'll love this movie. It's a pretty good movie. If you want to go with Paige's routes, rent it first maybe, check it out before you buy it. But I would say if you like
he
any of the...
He literally went out and just bought it. He's like, I like the Batman animes, and I keep calling them animes, animations, and he's like, I know they're going to be good, so he just randomly bought it.
Yeah, so far there hasn't been anyone that's really, really bad. Most of the DC movies, I mean, the only one I really heard that everyone really hated and complained about was the Doomsday Superman one. People said it could have been done so much better. And Superman Brainiac Attacks, that people said it was just random movie just released, just whatever. But all these other movies today have all been good. So I say...
I thought you got Doomsday.
No, I didn't buy it.
Oh, I thought you did.
Maybe we'll rent it, but...
I thought we watched it. I don't know. They seem to blur together anymore.
Yes. But anyways, guys, that's the main thing. I do believe if you're any kind of Batman fan, or Harley Quinn fan, Suicide Squad fan, or a fan of these DC animated movies that have been releasing lately, you should probably check it out. And if not, at least rent it first.
I would say rent it for sure.
Yes. But anyways, guys, that wraps up for this.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
No, it's new now, so it should be on Redbox. I don't know about later.
Not Redbox or whatever. Maybe at your local... We still have a rental place, miraculously.
Yes, but you know how it goes. But anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here.
Harley Quinn.
And this has been out on DVD, so check us out next time. We'll be seeing you on DVD.